Hello everyone, we're going to hear back from Karen. She's going to go over some things that are definitely going to help us, and I'm going to sit here and just listen. And here it is. Take it away.
All right, well actually this kind of happened from our last video we did when somebody had a question about why bad things happen to good people. So as God was showing me and I was going through that, the word overflow came up, and I love that. I love living from overflow. I'm sure people love consuming from other people's overflow. So I just wanted to do a quick video and share some scriptures about what God thinks about overflow and what that could look like for us. Because you really can't give out of an empty cup, half full cup, or half empty cup, or whatever. You have to do it from a position of overflow for it to, I guess, really stick. You could minister to somebody. That's not what I'm saying. From a position of overflow, it's some more consistency, I believe. So anyways, I just want to share my heart about overflow. So we'll go to 2 Corinthians 9, 8 through 11 in the Passion Translation. It says, yes, God is more than ready to overwhelm you with every form of grace. This is how desperate He is for us to walk like this, that He's willing to give out every form of grace, which we'll be doing a video on grace too, because God's been showing me some really cool stuff about grace, but not right now. He's ready to overwhelm you with every form of grace so that you will have more than enough of everything, every moment, and in every way. This is the God we serve. He will make you overflow with abundance. I broke down the definition of abundance, so you can go to that video or just look it up. Basically, a large amount, a large quantity. So He will make you overflow with abundance in every good thing you do. When you walk with God like this, this is what this looks like. And I want us to start getting used to that. Getting used to what God thinks about us. Get used to what God says about overflow. Get used to walking in overflow. So watching these videos, that's a good start. Your private time with God, that's a good start. Talking with friends who feel the same way you do, that's a good start. And as we learned in the video before, going through tribulations is another way. Okay, just as the scriptures say about the one who trusts Him. So anybody that trusts Him can walk like this. Because He has sown extravagantly or excessive and given to the poor, His kindness and generous deeds will never be forgotten. This is talking about a person being kind. Then it goes into this generous God who supplies abundant seed for the farmer. I thought that was cool, since I hang out with a lot of farmers. Which becomes bread for our meals, is even more extravagant or excessive towards you. So people helping the needy, farmers planting our food and all that, He's going to make sure they have enough, abundant. But He's more abundant and excessive toward us. And there's actually a scripture, I think in Matthew, that talks about the birds of the air. They don't do nothing, and God provides for them. How much more for us? Think about a bird. They just sing and do what they do all day. Eat, take care of their family, whatever they do. How much more us? It says, first He supplies every need plus more. I think some of us are ready for some plus more. He's provided our needs, so He's wanting to take us there. We're not doing this just to be talking. He's ready now, like I've never seen before, to do the plus more. Then He multiplies the seed as you sow it, so that the harvest of your generosity will grow. You will be abundantly enriched in every way as you give generously on every occasion. For when we take your gifts to those in need, it causes many to give thanks to God. And this is talking about even being kind to somebody. Anything you do, it's not only talking about money, it's talking about your kindness, it's talking about listening when people need somebody to talk to. Basically, whatever you sow unto God, you're going to get back on this level. Why? Not to keep it for yourself, but to bless others. God blesses us to be a blessing. So all of this stuff comes from overflow. You get it? Plus more. He does our needs, plus more. But what's going to help us be able to walk like this is too much. I just told you. He's going to give you every form of grace. Pray, ask Him, talk to Him. Every form of grace, basically anything you need, He says. You will have more than enough of everything in every moment. How beautiful is that? Now I want to break it down just a little bit. It's 2 or 3 scriptures, but check this out. So going back to the grace I just said, He's ready to overwhelm us with every form of grace. I am going to do a video on grace, but what is grace? It's the unmerited divine assistance given for regeneration or sanctification. Now let me break that down a little bit. Unmerited means you do not deserve it. Divine means from God. So you're getting from God something you don't deserve, some assistance you don't deserve. But listen, He's given it to you for a reason. For regeneration. What is regeneration? To be formed or created again. That's that plentiful grace He's given that we don't deserve. But He does it. So therefore it makes us deserve it, even though we didn't until He did it, right? It's from God. Why? Just because God wants to give. No, He's intentional about why He's given grace. And it says here, every form of grace. Anything you could ever imagine. Why? To recreate you, to form you again. Or spiritually reborn, to be born again. Okay? So then it goes, given for regeneration or sanctification. What is sanctification? The process of being purified. And on my last video, God talked about being pure, the impurities. I mean, He's on this theme, and it's so clear as you watch the videos, you'll start seeing Him reiterate it. Okay? Sanctification is the process of being purified. A state of separation unto God. God calls you to Himself and starts dealing with you. Impurities come up, y'all discuss it, y'all get it taken care of. He loves you through it or whatever. That's sanctification. It's a process. Some things will happen overnight, but a lot of things are a process. All right? That was the grace part of it. Let's go back. So that you will have more than enough of everything. The commentary on that word everything, the Greek word Paul uses is autarkia, and it is found in classical Greek as meaning independently wealthy, needing nothing. You've heard it in rich people that's independently wealthy. They may work, but they don't have to. They may be getting a financial assistance or something, but they don't have to. Independently wealthy, needing nothing. So He's telling me He's going to give me every form of grace so that I can operate and look, basically, you're independent. You don't need nothing. But what do I got to do? You got to accept this form of grace. This all comes under God, the headship of Christ. So I know a lot of people don't want to be independently wealthy. Guess what? If you're trying it within yourself, let me know how it goes. I mean, I'm not sure. But this is the quickest way to do it. And then you say, well, if I serve God, I'm going to be independently wealthy. So yeah, if you want to, I don't care if you're trying to use God or whatever. I'm going to use Him so I can get. I trust God enough. By the time you got to this grace that He poured on you, you wouldn't be thinking that no more. So I'll go ahead and tell you, if you want to be independently wealthy, well, you can use God for it. Because I know by the time you're halfway done, you're going to be surrendered. So really, it's a setup. He set me up like that before, so that's why I'm saying that.
I've been set up a many a time.
Yeah, right? Because independently wealthy, you know people want that.
Sign me up for that.
Yeah,
oh,
so
okay.
what do I got to do with God again? You're welcome to come on and do it for that reason. We don't care. Just get with God. We trust Him so much that He's going to handle all of that nonsense or whatever's going on. Because it's private, it's between you and Him, right? So anything, that's what the everything meant here. Independently wealthy, needing nothing. Okay? In every moment and in every way. Not some, everyone, okay? He will make you overflow, which we know that means to be so full it pours out. Said it in another video. Abundance, said that too. A very large quantity of something. So you're going to be so full, overflowing with everything you need in every moment, every way, in every situation. Do we not live this every day? You're proof. I'm proof. Mm-hmm. And even if you don't believe it, I double dog dare you. You know how we did in school? And if you dare me, I'm doing it. I don't care if I kill myself or break my leg. If you dare me, I'm doing it. So I dare you to try this. Everything, and that's where people get hung up. I know I did. I could see him doing some things, but everything in every way. But I didn't also understand this form of grace. There you go. So let's go on down. So I think the next thing in the commentary was the generosity. Okay, so first He supplies every need plus more. Then He multiplies the seed as you sow it, so that the harvest, what's coming back to you, of your generosity will grow. Generosity here in the commentary, it says, or righteousness, used in this context is generosity, or your righteous works, like of kindness. Your righteous works, the things you do. And I think James says, you basically can't just do works by themselves. You have to have the heart and the faith of God. And because you walk with God like this, you will do good works, which in this case is like kindness, your righteous works. That, under God, not doing a work mentality, but under God, it says the harvest that you're getting back of your generosity. See, you're not getting a harvest until you start becoming generous. You'll start growing in that area, which is everything we talked about independently. What you're overflowing with everything you need, and you're giving back no matter what it is, right? So your harvest is coming back to you. It's just like a circle, over and over. I give, it is given unto me. I give, it is given unto me. I give, it is given, and it's a lifestyle. Mm-hmm. A lifestyle of what? Overflowing. That's exactly what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Overflowing with your righteous works. Overflowing in all areas, everything, every moment of every day. So I guess the goal would be quit going in and out with God. Stay with Him. Consistent. Even if you're having a bad day, even if you don't feel like it, we don't go by feelings. I'm sure we'll discuss that too. Just say yes. See? Right there, she said it. All right, let's go on down a little bit. So your generosity will grow. You will be abundantly, we already talked about abundance being a very large quantity, enriched in every way as you give now, generously. Remember I told you give out of your overflow, generously on every occasion. The commentary says about occasion, or you will always be rich enough to be generous at all times. Generous meaning above and beyond. Not I barely give you something because I barely got enough for myself. I can generously give whatever to you because I have so much of it overflowing. Somebody needs to get this. Come get this. It's overflowing when you live in a state like this. Mm-hmm. And we live it, so we're telling you. And even Even if you don't believe it, I done dared you, remember? I dared you to try it. So, all right, that was that scripture, which I think is totally awesome. But there was another one I thought was cool, so I'm going to give you a couple more, actually. John 10:10 in the Passion. A thief has only one thing in mind. He wants to steal, kill, and destroy. Okay? And we'll say a thief is, we can say the devil. I don't really like talking about him like that, really. But we can say the devil. We can say your enemy, somebody that don't like you. You can do thief, whatever you want. That wants to destroy you, make things hard for you, or whatever. But listen. But I have come to give you everything. Remember, everything, independently wealthy, needing nothing. God says, I've come. I'm not those circumstances. I'm not the devil. I'm not none of that. I'm not your own soul against yourself. I have come to give you everything, independently wealthy, needing nothing. Everything in abundance, more than you expect. Life in its fullness until you overflow. So listen to this. What I like to do here is says more than you can expect. So I think in my head, what could the wildest things, and I really can't come up with a lot of wild things, but I know people that can. You, my brother, that's how their mind works. They can come up with all these amazing things. But it's saying more than even that. More than you could ever expect. This is what he wants to do. Right? He's already given us the tool, grace, to be able to deal with whatever we got to deal with. Okay, life in its fullness. What is fullness? The state of being filled to capacity. The quality of being complete. And I like this, so I had to throw it in. Or containing a lot of detail. Now that's just giving us a taste on some other stuff I'm going to do in the video, but I love that because God is a detailed God. Everything he does is detailed, which is another important thing to me. And actually that's one of the things God had you work on when you first accepted him or whatever. You would I'd be like, well, what about that? I don't know. Okay, but this is this and that, but I don't understand why da-da-da-da-da. Now that you're with God and all that, why is this, why, and you didn't know. And then I would tell you what God would show me, and I would watch you walk it out. Because if our Father is a detail-oriented Father, and we're not detail-oriented, there's a problem or discrepancy somewhere, a disconnect. So these are the things he wants to help us with, right? So we can overcome, live victorious here, not just when we get to heaven, right here, right now. Because some of us, heaven may be a while, 40 years, 50 years, I don't know. But we want to do it here, victorious living here. So I don't want to get sidetracked on the detail, but he's a detailed God. All right, fullness, the quality of being complete, filled to capacity. So I'm going to read it all together now. But I have come to give you everything in large quantities, more than you expect, life in its full capacity until you overflow. You're so full, it's pouring out of you. Well, we already know there's room for work in here, right? Because a lot of Christians, they're hateful, they're nasty, got a bad attitude. There's nothing. The only thing pouring out of them is stuff that you don't want to be like. God is not pleased with that. All right? So this overflow of everything you need. In the last video, I talked about hope. Overflowing with hope. Or we can do peace, love, light, whatever it is. We want people to partake of our fruit. Because once they taste the deliciousness of it, then it'll start opening their eyes. So, all right. Then Proverbs 3, 9 and 10 in the Passion. Glorify God with all your wealth, not just money, but everything. Honoring him with your first fruits, with every increase that comes to you. A lot of times it's money from a raise or a job or a new job, a raise, whatever. But it's whatever comes to you. You want to have the heart posture that really all of this belongs to God. And when you get like this, all of it will be His. And we glorify Him with that mindset. And then we actually do it whenever He requires or we need to. But that mindset, glorify God with all of your wealth, honoring Him with your first fruits, with every increase that comes to you. So it's a mindset, a posture of your heart. Then every dimension of your life will overflow with blessings from an uncontainable source of inner joy. Uncontainable, we already said, not able to be restrained. That's overflowing with blessings. They cannot be restrained or controlled. The joy, the happiness, all of this, that's flowing out of you under the headship of God. Doesn't that feel so peaceful and amazing? Because the time we're living in now, I'm telling you, there's something different about it. It's like an ease, like it's easy. I'm not real sure how to explain it, but I'm telling you, I know this is giving people an appetite, because I always say it's an appetizer. It's not meant to be the main meal, but it's a very nice appetizer. Like if you were at a 5-star restaurant or something, you eat that, you're ready now to dive into the chef's main course, which would be you and God. And this is just an appetizer. But anyways, that's what Love and Light thinks about overflow. You got anything?
Nope, I don't have anything at all. This is fantastic as usual. This is amazing.
Well, more to come, guys. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a great day.
All right, you guys, we'll see you next week.